Today I'm going to be setting up my Bamboo Labs P1P and print off a few things. So I packed this in as best as I could when I was putting it back. It came with this little piano. I was really looking forward to printing this, but I had to put it back up, so I kind of want to print this today, or at least try to. Alright, so now I have to read. Alright, yeah, so I'm going to try to get this thing connected, and because I need my phone, and that's why I'm using to record, so I'll be back. So I was able to get it set up. I kind of moved things around here, and I've been printing off and on for the past week. I was having an issue when I first set it up. I tried to print the scraper off of the SD card. I ended up using the one that had the AMS G code, and I thought that was the problem, but then when I tried it again with the correct G code, it would lose like home or something. I'll put a video of what was happening. It would print the first couple of layers, and then after so many layers it would lose track of where it was at and ram into the sides of the printer. I ended up factory resetting it and trying to print it from the SD card, but it didn't work again. But I found a file on the app that I was able to print off, so I think it was just the SD card. So I printed a few things this week. Like I said, first I had the scraper, next I had the filament chute. It's worked a couple times. Then I had the piano I wanted to print that came with the printer, and so I was able to print the keys in white and then the pedals in white. You put it together a little kit, it's kind of cool, and then it plays music. So that's pretty cool. Before I moved, I was able to print this. This was off the SD card, so maybe it was just that file they sliced, so I'm not really sure. So I debated whether or not to include this in the video because I wasn't sure if it was relevant or anything, but I did kind of want to discuss the firmware situation. I think it's important to include the firmware situation in this. This video isn't sponsored by Bamboo Lab, obviously, but I did want to include my thoughts on the firmware situation. I've seen a lot of videos and opinions on this, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to include my own. It wasn't really a problem when I bought the printer back in November. But for those who don't know, Bamboo Lab released a statement saying that there was going to be a firmware update in the future that would possibly prevent some third-party software and hardware from being compatible. People obviously saw this as a way for Bamboo Labs to further their hold on their consumers, preventing them from doing certain things they want to do with their printer, which, you know, rightfully so is a concern. There's a lot more details than what I'm just saying, but I just want to provide a basic view of it. Obviously, people were upset. You know, there were concerns saying things like, what if we only can use their filament in the future? You know, subscription services, or you have to use their software, their everything. I think those concerns are very valid. Bamboo Labs did come back. They revised their article. They changed up a few words here and there. They clarified a few things. But something that didn't really sit right with me was they called these concerns false accusations. Which they're concerns, so it kind of feels like they're gaslighting people when they say these are false accusations. This is not gonna happen, don't worry about all this. So it doesn't sit right. They clarified it's gonna be like a beta that you can opt into. You don't have to update to the firmware. Yeah, it's just really weird. I think people are more upset now of how they kind of handled the situation, and that's how I feel about it. I think they should have just taken a step back. Now, it probably won't affect me, as I'm probably going to end up using their software, their whatever, because that's kind of one of the reasons why I got the printer. I'm seeing these other printers, like that new Alagu printer that's supposedly it's supposed to be like under 500, and it's very similar to this machine. it's been performing well. I've been seeing a couple of videos on that. Maybe I should have waited. I think for now it's only going to be for the higher end X1 Carbon, so it's not going to affect me right away, but I mean, I see why people are upset. I think if you're using their software, using only their hardware, you won't have an issue. If you do want more control over your printer, then that's going to be a challenge. I hope that they will have some options for people like that in the future. Yeah, I'm sure there's more information that maybe I glossed over or something. So if there's anything, let me know in the comments, or, you know, because I've been seeing videos, I've been seeing like Reddit posts, people talking about it. You know, at this point, I think it's just, you know, we have to wait and see and how it affects everyone. Sorry that this is just another opinion on it, but I just felt like I had to include it. So I didn't want to just brush it off and not talk about it. I think it is relevant to now. But with that, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I kind of want this video to kind of serve as like a beginning of the journey, part of the process while I work on other projects with 3D printing, because I have a couple ideas. I'm gonna try to work on them. I gotta edit this video, so I appreciate it. Yeah, so thanks.